when projects start running behind in your agency, it can start to feel a little frantic. And ultimately, it creates a lot of operational drag inside of the company. You have more hard cost on your labor and what folks are working on. You also have opportunity costs, right? New people can't come in to the door of your agency if you're still wrapping up projects that should have been done on month 6, on month 8. And it can feel a little demoralizing because we want to, of course, surprise and delight and over-deliver for our client. But at the end of the day, it can be really challenging to create some account management. So what I want to do is give you the account management trifecta. And what that is the 3-phased approach to how you can manage projects inside of your agency for your clients and make sure that we knock it out of the park for them. A lot of the agencies that I've worked with over the years have one account manager that just kind of handles all the things that could possibly come in on the project. And they may even be managing some things related to production, which I'm gonna break down here. Here is the deal. Account management is one of the biggest things that's going to help propel us forward, because at the end of the day, we need to take somebody who understands how our projects go, who understands what's involved with them, and who understands how to keep a relationship with a client really healthy and really transparent. So we need to help define that container for them. And I find that digital agency owners have a really tough time creating this container for a really effective and healthy account management structure inside of their business, because I will just say, this might not fall on just one person's lap. And we need to find ways that we can create those overlapping sections of account management that feel really clear, really consistent, and also really effective. Make the project feel like it is going off without a hitch. The first thing I do when I come in and I work with a digital agency that has a little bit of trouble with their account management function is I actually split it. I split it into 2 functions because I find that account management and production are oftentimes lumped in together. You've got your keyword research and your wireframing and all those things on the plate of your account manager. And what happens is they are then occupying 2 really big and really different functions inside of the agency. There's a management function and there's a production function. So if we're doing research, if we're doing wireframes, if we're creating graphics, that lives in one side of the agency, and the management side is the relationship, is the project, is the communication. That's going to be so helpful to just kind of draw that line in the sand. It doesn't mean that those 2 specific functions aren't going to work together meaningfully, but if we split it into 2, then we can really easily isolate some of the places where they are going to intermingle and make sure that those throughputs are nice and great for just interacting between the team. Split account management and production, you'll be thankful that you did. Next, I want to talk about the account management trifecta. This is kind of like a 3-legged stool. You need all 3 because if one removes, then everything falls down. So the very first thing in the account management trifecta is making sure that you have a clear strategy. Now, strategy is really challenging, I think, sometimes to get our hands around in the beginning, because often it's a founder-led business and the founder is casting the strategy. The strategy and the way that we think about it is actually really similar from project to project, but what we never do is bother to sit down and consider, okay, what is my SEO strategy? And can I create a repeatable way that we take a look at SEO strategy for our clients? That doesn't often happen. And often too, the strategy really only goes for the first 3, maybe 5 months of working together with a client. We want a strategy that's going to outlast the potential needs of our clients coming into the company. I could probably do an entire session on strategy alone, but we need to make sure that the account strategy is there, right? What is the vision? What are we going after? And what is the strategy through which we are going to be able to start to get results? So if you don't have a specific person, often it's the founder dedicated to strategy and making sure that everybody is on the same page with what we are going after. That is going to be hugely helpful and stool leg number 1. Second stool leg. So second really important factor of account management trifecta is account management. So the reason why I think we need to make sure that this is its own specific isolated piece is because managing something and strategizing about it are 2 very different things. Creating a strategy for how we need to move forward requires strategic thinking. It requires industry expertise. It requires the ability to lead. And I think ultimately we do have some of those qualities inside of account managers, but what account managers need to be is somebody who is holding everything together behind the scenes, right? They They are keeping the project intact. They are answering communication and proactively communicating with our clients, making sure that our team understands the deadlines and the involvement and all the things that happen in the production function of the business. And it's absolutely going to be true that this will be a full-time position, right? This will be somebody, especially if you are a growing digital agency, when you pull this person into the fold, this will be somebody that is full-time managing a project, right? They're not going to be doing strategy. They're not going to be doing the third thing, which I'm about to tell you guys here in a second. And that is going to be hugely impactful to how you are account managing your accounts. I think it's really, really challenging to start to isolate some of this stuff, especially if we feel like we don't have as much budget for as many boxes on the org chart as we need. But even dividing this and saying, okay, I'm going to put on my account manager hat today. I'm going to put on my account strategist hat today, can start to divide this in a way that's going to help your company thrive as it grows. Third and final stool leg is the administrative side of account management. Now, administrative means setting up the project, making sure all the files are filed appropriately, making sure that everybody is having or gets access to all the platforms that the client is using or all the login information that we need to manage client accounts. That piece of project management and account services absolutely needs to be separate. It needs to be its own process and it needs to be its own thing. Because for the most part, it doesn't really mean that they are managing, any function of the project itself. It's just the nuts and bolts that we need to understand behind the scenes in order to effectively deliver the results that we've promised. Just to synthesize, our strategy, management, and administrative. For the most part, if any one of these breaks, if we don't have access to client technology, we cannot manage the project or deliver some of the production value. If we don't have a clear goal or timeline, associated, we can't revisit our strategy. If we don't have a clear strategy, we don't understand how to pretty much do everything else as a waterfall effect. They are all intermingled and they all will come crumbling down if one of them is missing. If you are looking to upgrade your account management at your agency, I have a really comprehensive SOP I can send you. If you drop a comment below, account management, I will send that to you absolutely free. I hope that you've enjoyed this session and I hope that it gives you a little bit more clarity on how you can improve your account management.